Which one?
For all the dogs.
Oh God, the
For all the dogs.
For all the dogs.
You could listen. You could trash all other 26 tracks, but those 6. You got a second one with J. Cole. Amen.
I mean, everybody. Well, it's J. Cole. J. Cole saved it.
I haven't.
Nah, but to be fair, that first one that everyone loves, that one number 1, that was a terrible.
It's Drake. I'm not. Listen, this is Drake. This is Drake every year. Up, down, up, down.
I give you that.
But that's the thing. I'll explain why I kind of keep saying this about Drake. I am.
I think he's gonna listen to popular opinion. So if this shit is whack and it's like, oh, hold on, these release these 6 so I can be back up again.
That is what I think Drake's problem is. Drake's problem is that he continuously shows that all you do is like every year you come out with an album. Nobody has time to miss you. It's always consistent things. Like, and that's the thing. Like, that's why everybody's like, oh, you're number 1 in sales and all this, because nobody has time to miss you at all. And that's just a Drake thing in general.
Well, Young Money is. Pink Friday 2 was trash.
I have a different take on Drake, but.
Anyway, with that being said, welcome to another episode of We Ain't Them. I am your host, Rassan, alongside my co-hosts, Kevin and Ebony.
What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Happy holidays, everybody. I hope your Christmas went well. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope whatever holiday that you celebrate, you had a fun time. I hope that everybody enjoyed Kwanzaa Crawl, if this is released when Kwanzaa Crawl came out. And SantaCon, because SantaCon was a couple
SantaCon is so trash. Oh
they're
my God.
Doing, but
no, you're not going to do that. They did it already.
They did. They're doing
Kwanzaa Crawl?
Yeah.
It happened already?
Yeah, it would have happened already.
It's either would have already happened.
No, it would have happened already.
Yeah, possibly. So don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff. Guys, how are we feeling about the holiday season?
Happy Kwanzaa, my niggas.
Christmas was dope. It's very quiet this year. Got to spend it with you, my family. Very quiet. How about you?
I mean, it's the holiday season. Honestly, like, giving gifts is like trash to adults right now. Like, in all honesty, like, especially for Christmas, like, Christmas is for kids.
Really my God, yeah.
Christmas is for kids. I feel like there's certain holidays that, like, I feel like kids get, like, 2 holidays. They get the birthday and Christmas. I feel like mothers get, like, 3 holidays. They get Christmas, their birthday, and Mother's Day, and nobody could tell me otherwise. And Father's get 1 holiday. And it ain't
Father's Day, their birthday,
Nope.
anniversaries.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
You're right. 4 for women. It's like 1 for men.
I just gave you like 3, but okay.
Listen, so the reason I say make that reference is because this comedian Ali Sadiq, he was saying that like Father's Day is like 27th on the list for holidays. It was like Halloween is like 8th. It was like goblins come before your daddy.
Sometimes your daddy's a clown.
So yeah, I mean holidays are holidays. You just make the best of it. So yeah, guys, 2023 has been a fucking whirlwind, right? And before we really, really get into the whirlwind that was 2023, I want to talk about something that happened, and it was a couple weeks ago. A kid who believes he stood on business, and that is King Harris going on live, going back and forth with his daddy on at some stadium, I believe. It was at a stadium. They were going back and forth, and T.I. had to hem him up and talk about, listen here, little nigga, like, you gotta understand, like, I'm still your daddy. And yeah, it kind of went left, and there was like a lot of people who was like T.I. was wrong, but they also said King was wrong. So what are your views on how things were handled?
Go ahead, Kevin.
Your parents is your parents is your parents is your parents. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I understand you want to stand on business, but I think for me, in my years on this earth, sometimes I understand that my parents will never understand that business that I'm standing on. So you got to kind of get to a point where you kind of fall on the sword sometimes, you know? And there's no need to have an argument. That's one. Two, you decided to have this argument. You decided to go on live with the argument, so you wanted attention. Yeah. Three, once you've gone on ahead and you've gone online and you wanted his attention, whatever happens to you, and that's that. And it's the fact that he got in Tiny's face and was pushing her, where T.I. came up and was like, yo, little nigga, like, what is happening here? You know? And really hemmed him up at that point. Four, I feel like it's the reality star, TV, whatever, star child, whatever syndrome, where he feels like he's entitled to whatever the case may be, and he can do what he wants to do. And that's fine for him. But at the end of the day, King Harris has been a menace for a while. I don't get it. I don't understand you. And, you know, whatever. It's weird. I don't care for him. Like, and then honestly, like, who would you be without your parents anyway?
Exactly.
Like, how would you be relevant? And then on top of that, like, okay, you're musically inclined. You don't see Zonique acting like that. You don't see Messiah acting like that. You don't see how many other Deja know how many other kids acting like that. You're the only one Damani, there you go. You're the only one who's continuing this, like, instant celebrity, like, scandal or whatever. So it's like, why should we care about you? I don't care for this kid.
I kind of want to shout out Damani real quick because I recently got into his music, and man, that the way like his style kind of matches the music that I like. It's very chill. It's like a low tempo.
Yeah,
how he
I heard it.
I was like, yo. I was like, everybody would be like, he raps like his daddy. I was like, no,
he don't.
He don't. But his daddy can rap, and he can rap.
Yeah,
he's very talented. Who was it, Messiah? The other one?
Messiah's the other one, yeah.
He's very talented. How he can play all different instruments. So it's like, yo, but King, he's just another character. But I'm gonna be honest, like being an educator, what King did is something I could see in these kids every single day. Want to know the difference? They don't have parents like T.I. who will hem them up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, yo, these kids nowadays, I'm not going to lie, they kind of need humbling from those kind of parents. But the problem is those kind of parents don't exist because everybody thinks, oh, yeah, you got to be soft with these kids all the goddamn time. And that is a big problem. Because when you soft with these kids, the end result is that they end up not respecting you.
But is he still a kid, though? How old is he?
Yeah, that's an adult.
He's 18.
He's over 18.
Let me tell you something.
That boy is an adult.
He's a grown-ass man.
No, grown-ass my ass. I still got 18-year-olds in my high school. So.
Right. Okay. So he is a young adult. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
He's a young adult. Honestly, I feel the same way Kevin does. I don't care for this kid. And he's a kid to me. He's 19. Yeah. He's a child. He's a child to me. I don't care for this kid. You're a privileged bitch. If you don't get your big teeth ass out of here, like you're so privileged, you're able to get your teeth done and still do the shit wrong. Like I don't understand it. Like
he don't even got teeth. He got choppers.
He got chompers, bro.
I mean, if you want a chicklet for teeth, that's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
bro. It's crazy. And you know what? His face. I hate to say this because I don't believe in inflicting violence, but he got
a punchable face.
His face is so punchable, bro. Like every time I see this kid on my screen, I'm like. Okay, what is the problem now, King? What's the problem? And the thing is, I can't, and I hate to sound this way, but like there's times where I can't understand him. You know, the accent is very thick, so I just be like, yes, King, yes, yep, He's just honestly, he's a privileged child. He's a privileged child, but he's not using his privilege in a conducive way. If I had parents, both my parents, are celebrities, and I had access to things that the average black boy or black young adult does not have, I would utilize that to my advantage. Yes, you're coming out with music. He started coming out with music, which is good for you, but it's like all your other antics is going to hurt you. And it's like clout is good, but when you're already in a realm, or you already have access to things that other people don't, you don't need clout to push yourself forward. Your dad is T.I. Your mom is Tiny. So why are you doing all this shit? Like all this extra stuff. And back to like having some goddamn respect. The same person that is giving you access to all this thing, which is your daddy, you have no respect. You have no respect. And T.I. and Tiny is to blame for that too, because he been acting like a jackass. Yep. And instead of them bending the tree when it was young, now there's nothing, they can't do anything with King. It can only go downhill from here unless he, as a young adult who is going to be accountable for his own actions as a black man in this country, if he doesn't take full accountability for his actions, it's only downhill from here. His parents can't tell him anything. Clearly, he wanted to fight his own dad. So it's a waste of time. The ship has sailed.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm too West Indian for this. Like,
yeah, me too.
I have seen my grandmother beat my grown uncle for being this. I've seen it live as a child. Like this could never happen in my household. Like, same. Never. And I understand, like, you know, you may have an issue with your parent or you may not respect what they're doing or whatever the case may be, but there's a way to deliver that message effectively. And then there's a way to go on ahead and just continue to show your ass.
And he's going to continue.
And like you said, you have access, you are privileged, you have access to what most don't have at this point. And then again, if you're trying to be a well-respected artist or, you know, figure in this industry at this point, you have to fight twice as hard because you got to be like, oh yeah, you just T.I. kid. So you already have a stigma that you have to come against. Why would you not go on ahead and really just use that for your good versus being this internet sensation that you just thrive to be on? What do you say? Like, oh, if you want to interview me, it's $10K or $20K per interview. Like, what?
He gives me Chet Hanks vibes. Like, you know how Chet Hanks is, like, his dad is Tom Hanks? You would think with a father like that, you would utilize it for good, and it's not getting him quite far, only for negativity.
Bullshit-ass, bum-ass, Jamaican-ass accent.
It's the same thing with King. Like, his dad is T.I. and his mother is Tiny. He has two people, and he's still doing all, like, his face is so punchable, bro.
That's why I ain't gonna lie to you. People are gonna say I'm crazy for saying this, but one of my favorite celebrity kids is Northwest. I don't care. I don't care. I like Northwest.
That child too rude.
She can be, but I think she does it in a way that she's not trying to be rude. It's just like she's just trying to handle things a certain way. Like if somebody
she's brutally honest.
Exactly, she's brutally honest. She's not trying to be mean, but she's brutally honest. Like the fashion stuff with Kim, she's just telling her the truth. She's like, yeah, you look kind of crazy out here. And wouldn't you want your child? If you're about to step outside, if your child doesn't tell you, imagine what other people outside is thinking.
I think children are naturally brutally honest.
Well, yeah,
like naturally. Like they can't help it. They're going to say what's on their mind. You know, like I had a friend who told me she was getting her hair done and it was in the process. Like she had like the wig cap on and her son walked up to her and was like, I don't like when you look bald and ugly like that. Like, they're brutally honest. Like, that's just what kids do.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
they don't. I don't think they mean to do it. But
I think that younger kids do it. I feel like I feel like when you're as a teenager, it's a lot different. Like this the whole thing with King, right? And this is I don't care that everybody's gonna say he's like 18, he's 19. I deal with 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds at my fucking high school. It's always an attitude because you always think you got some fucking ego. And honestly, who's to blame for it is honestly the parents. Just like you said, this whole thing with King is T.I. and Tiny's fault because you gotta hit that shit from jump. Like you gotta get on that from the rip. if you handle that from the rip, you get the money and you get certain things to happen. Like, but if you don't, then this is the shit that happens constantly. And as you were saying about King being a young adult, you're right, because one of y'all's favorites, and I'm not gonna admit my favorite nowadays, Nene Leakes. She was saying on one of the reunions when she was talking about her son, because her son got in some trouble for, I think, theft.
Yes,
yeah,
and Sheree messy ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she was just saying, I can only do what I have done, and try to, put brighter light and put positive messages to my son. But after a certain age, my son has to do what he has to do. And I can only hope that everything that I've presented, worked in a positive light. I cannot help those actions of him being an adult. He's going to do what he's going to do as an adult. But I can only do but sit there and hope for the best.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. Again, I'm not wishing this on this child. I'm really not. But sometimes life really has to knock you the fuck down.
Humbling.
For you to realize, like, I really got to get my shit together.
He has to have a
And I really
moment.
pray that when he falls and he really falls rock bottom on his ass, that he learns that lesson itself. Because it happens to all of us itself. So we got to go on ahead and just pray that the boy matures and gets there and does what he needs to do.
I agree.
At that point. But other than that, like, child, just get off my screen, please.
Facts. Get them chompers off my fucking screen. It's annoying.
Dirty dreads you have.
Oh, God.
What color? The damage in the hair. Okay.
You know what's damaging? Zeus.
I'm about to say his dreads.
Oh, goddamn. Zeus is damaging. It's damaging to the black community. More so to black women. So, if you guys didn't notice, at one point, there was a flyer that put up. Nick Cannon has a Wildin' Out version, and it was light skin versus dark skin. And it was all connected to Zeus Network. Now, they kind of switched it, I guess, based off the backlash that they was getting. And they had to get, what was it? It was BBLs versus natural ass. Caramel Goddess versus Dark Goddess. BBWs versus skinny chick. I'm just like, y'all niggas don't got no shame? Like, it's no shame. And Zeus will continuously do that. And to be honest, who's to blame for that?
Us.
If
they don't get any viewership, well, yeah, we ain't them.
We ain't them.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I didn't expect anything less from Zeus. I don't expect anything less from Dickolas Cannon. Yeah, we're to blame. Like, I think we've spoken about Zeus before in previous episodes. And, we're perpetuating colorism. We're perpetuating body shaming. And the thing is, it's just, we're capitalizing off of very trivial things that set the Black community back, like, I don't know how many years. It's crazy. And I don't know what it would take for us as a people to realize, like, look, we all have our guilty pleasures. But this is just toxicity. Like, other than this, all the other shows they've had, and it's not just Black women, it's Black men too, because they had a show with a bunch of men. I forgot the name of the show, but
it was Bad Boys.
Yeah, something like that.
They had Bad Boys. They had Bobby, I Love You Purr. Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of other.
I think Orlando Brown was on it.
Yeah, he was on Bad Boys. They had the Conversation series itself, which started off with like Ray J and Princess, and then it spiraled out to all these other people on there too. Like, it's just, at what point do they take accountability for what they are actually producing out there? You know what I mean? At what point do you realize that this isn't okay? Like, take for example Natalie Nunn. Like, she walked into a restaurant.
Oh,
and,
yeah. I heard that.
Yes, she walked into a restaurant looking to be served, and they literally said, no, we know what you're about. We know what you bring. We don't want this here in our establishment. You have to go. She gets on live talking about, I got my American Express card. Like, I was trying to give y'all business. And
oh, wait. Not to mention the fact that she was like, oh, yeah, I bet you that goddamn owner is a white person. It's a black person in D.C.
Ain't she half white?
But again, it's just like, this is what you're perpetuating. And then if we're going to go into the conversation about children, not King, because that's young adult, but if we're going to go into a conversation about children, this is what children are watching. I have a friend of mine who does not allow her daughter to go over her friend's house any longer, because she found, like, in her household, she does not allow that baddies or anything to go on ahead to be watched. But if she goes to her friend's house, the mother has no problem against it. So now she's watching baddies over there and she's getting the content there. How do we protect our children from this? How do you go on ahead and say that it's okay for them to be on Bad Girls Club, show your body, do whatever, or you just walk up, you're fighting people? That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
It's literally like, I'll take it back to when I was a teenager. Before Baddies, I'm showing my age again. Before Baddies, there was a show called The Bad Girls Club, right?
And that's where Natalie
Nunn originated from with the I run LA, da-da-da. Right? I used to watch that shit every time it came on. I did not miss an episode. I stopped watching when they started doing like Bad Girls New Orleans. And what did it for me was two things. Reason number one I stopped was because there was so much fighting on that show. It got to the point where it was nothing but fights.
Right.
And I mean, granted, Baddies takes it to a whole nother level. At least there was some type of not storyline, but there was some type of something that pushed the fight. These girls are coming on the show and just fighting. Like, I don't even know. Yeah. But I would watch that show every day, and there was so much fighting for that time in reality TV that I remember just going out of my house, going to school, looking to fight somebody. Like, I just had that kind of aggression in me. Like, let me see who's gonna press me today. And I'm not even that type of chick. Like, so my thing is, I stopped watching it for that. I'm like, yo, this is becoming to the point where it's bleeding into my life and my mental. Like, and then secondly, what made me stop watching it was when I started watching New Orleans, Bad Girls Club, New Orleans. And I don't know if y'all remember the first episode, but they were literally fighting over a fucking plush toy. Like, literally, fuck you, bitch. Give it to me, bitch. I want the voodoo doll. I was like, oh, okay. This is beginning to have no substance now. And if back then it made sense, I can't even, because I don't watch Baddies. I've seen clips and I'm just like, I think Krishan bust some girl's ass in a sink.
Yes.
What are we doing? And I heard it's all about getting to the bag. I'm beginning to question, what is getting to the bag nowadays? What is it? What is getting to the bag? I don't know. Do y'all know? Let me know. I don't know. But Zeus, I don't expect anything less from them. All they perpetuate is toxicity. And even though, like, okay, yes, I understand what you're saying about accountability. Why do they take... Let me tell you something. When it comes to accountability on Zeus's end, as long as their pockets are being lined up, as long as they're getting that money, because the beginning of Zeus was never like that. Zeus used to be like a Christian channel or something, or a Christian app or whatever. And it started making money once they started showing this shit. As long as the money is flowing, you think they're going to stop? They're not going to stop. So in order for that to not happen, in order for them to not have the money and not get the ducats and all that, we have to stop watching. And the thing is, there are going to be people that's going to look at this and say, oh, well, you guys are just judging. Y'all act like y'all don't watch trash TV. I watched The Housewives of Potomac, and it's beginning to be trash. This season was terrible. It's to me, it's terrible.
Get rid of Ashley Darby.
Oh, God. And Naneka can go too.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, like, we all have our guilty pleasures, but when do we draw the line is my question. Where do we draw the line? What good came out of Jocelyn's Cabaret?
I'll be honest with you. It's mainly it's us. It's us because we continuously watch it. At the end of the day, we have to turn that shit off. If we turn it off, they have no choice but to switch it up. Because if all we do is complain about it and just talk about it, guess what? They're still getting the notoriety that they need.
Mm-hmm.
What makes somebody really get canceled? If you don't talk about them at all.
At all.
If you don't give them views at all.
Hello.
That's really the difference. That's when people talk about cancel culture. This is cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying anything about them, ignoring them for the shit that they do, and all that. Let me explain to you something. At one point, people stopped talking about Blueface and Bluetooth. I mean, Krishan. They stopped talking about them for a little bit, for like a month, and then they started doing shit to get noticed again.
I'm about to say they were trending not too long ago.
No, I'm saying like shit was going left with them, and people started noticing it, and then for a whole month they kept on doing it, and people just stopped talking about them because it's just like, yo, at this point, why waste my time,
right?
And continuously doing it, and then somehow it started again, because just like anything, people thrive. I say this all the time. And people don't like it, but people thrive off of negativity all the time. Negativity. That's exactly what it is.
Come on, term.
New term of the year. It's really sad when you think about it, because you really don't want that for your people. But let's call it for what it is. Our people don't want positivity for ourselves. We want to be respected in every other aspects of cultures, but we don't give ourselves that kind of respect.
We don't.
So how you expect other people to respect us?
Okay, so I'm going to come against that. I don't think it's we as a people. I think that when it comes to those who are really participating in society, those who are really going and getting their degrees, trying to make influence in children's lives, trying to go ahead and be a part of corporate America. Yes, we are looking for that. However, these negative stereotypes that continue to be a cash cow for these peoples and these producers or whatever the case may be, is what's fighting against us at that point. Because again, now if I show a little bit of distaste, or if I'm bothered or whatever, and I make a facial expression, oh no, now I'm angry. Oh, now you're acting like this. Now you're sassy. You're this, you're that, whatever the case may be.
Aggressive.
That's what goes on ahead and brings that. So that's where the fight becomes against us. Again, you're not seeing these shows where it's not like oh my gosh, Donald Trump show. Nene was on it. Apprentice. Thank you. We don't have shows like that where, again, we can go on there as these people who are living these lives and really trying to portray us or do that. No, we don't have that any longer. What we have is Zeus. What we have is Love and Hip Hop.
All the VH1
what we have
shows.
Is Basketball Wives. That's all that's there, and it's tiring. And then even with these shows, we're still showing these we're still showing these tired, washed up people who are doing the same thing 20 years ago, and you're still on television doing the same thing, not going on ahead and changing your narrative at all.
Yeah.
And everybody's still eating it the fuck up.
Yep.
I mean, listen, you know what's the crazy part is that ABC still shows The Bachelor, and
white
women. Do you ever recall there being like a big brawl ever on The Bachelor?
No.
Never. How is that even? How? Because black people say, oh, we're never going to get the ratings like The Bachelor does, so we have to cause brawls. Since the days of Flavor of Love, we've talked about that before. Since of I Love New York and shit like that. Now they got fucking shows like what's that? Adam 22 got his own fucking show now because he's trying to find some new dick for Lena to put. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro.
He has a new show?
Is that a thing?
That is a thing. He has a show where it's a bunch of men.
That ain't us. That's
no.
That's the other facet of white reality TV.
Again,
like they have
we ain't them.
Yeah, we ain't them.
We ain't them.
And to be honest, they have their own versions.
I mean, it's not a bunch of white guys. It's a bunch of black guys. He's literally sitting next to her on the couch, and they interviewing these guys and showing their dick. He's like, yo, that's huge.
That gives me like, back in the old slavery days when they used that.
The Mandingo.
That's disgusting.
It is very much disgusting.
That is like the racial undertones with that bothers me a lot. I don't know that. Ugh, oh my god, are you? I gotta look that up.
I'm skeeved out. That's
that's actually quite disgusting. Like it's like What?
Yeah.
And again, if you're a swinger, listen, different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean?
agree.
I'm not judging you on that. You know, if that's what you're into and that's what makes your household move and shake,
Yeah.
more power to you. However, to put that on television?
No, it's not even that.
Ooh.
It's the I just don't like the racial undertones behind it. If you're looking for a guy to fuck your wife, that's like you said, that's their business. But you're saying that it's only black men?
No. It's majority black men. But it's still a racial undertone whether you like it or not. On top of that, who the fuck makes that into a show? Just find the fucking person.
And then like what is this?
You can find, like, listen, regular porn would be like, okay, we have you. You go on audition for the shit. But no, you got to make it into a whole series where people is fighting each other and still
men are fighting each other to fuck his wife?
To have a threesome with him and his wife.
Okay, next topic. I'm done.
Honestly, I'm so glad that there's no longer an actor's strike because the material that is
it needs to come back.
We need Abbott Elementary to come back. We need
I need my Grey's Anatomy.
I cannot with
please.
This tomfoolery. What? Go ahead, next topic. I can't.
Well, I mean, since we're gonna talk about things, let's just wrap up this year. Like, let's give a recap of everything that has happened this year. We're gonna do short versions of things. Let's start with January, ladies and gentlemen. January, Young Miami went on her talk show, Carisha Please, and stated that she liked golden showers. Thoughts?
With all this shit that's happening with Diddy, hearing that again now is very telling. Anyway.
On a positive note, Abbott Elementary won 5 Golden Globe Awards, including Tyler James Williams for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, and Quinta Brunson won Best Performance by an Actress in a TV Series. Quick thoughts.
Get it all for them.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Quinta.
All right. February, the anticipated performance of Rihanna at the Super Bowl. While all of America was wondering if she was pregnant or not. I will go comment on that. So it was. That's literally what everybody talked about. Everybody was just trying to figure out if she was pregnant or not. And we got into a whole bunch of arguments during the Super Bowl. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I wish Hailey Bailey would come out and say she's pregnant finally.
Oh, God. That's
she's hiding it pretty well.
They're not anymore. That color purple red carpet, child, you are exposed.
Interesting note, Beyonce, of course, announced.
Talk about my sister.
She announced a Renaissance
tour.
Yeah,
she did.
And of course you went. So
of course I did.
All right.
And I saw the film.
Oh, so also Viola Davis. Shouts to her. She got her EGOT status. Check her out, Viola Davis. You definitely did it. March. Since we mentioned Beyonce before, she decided to end her partnership with Adidas, finding out that her Ivy Park brand fell more than 50% in 2022.
I'll speak on that real quick because I loved Ivy Park 100%. The issue that happened there, and she was right to separate her deal with them, is the fact that they kept pushing out releases. Ivy Park used to be something exclusive. Like, you would find out about it would be really shush, you know what I mean? You would go on Adidas website, you would get the merch, that was it. Adidas got a little too greedy and just started putting her stuff out there, and that's why she ended it. So I respect her for that. You can't continue to capitalize on somebody's name and then start making their brand look cheap or like not successful at that point. They messed up.
You're right. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. What else happened? Oh, Jonathan Majors was arrested for assault and harassment charges after the fight with his ex-girlfriend.
Okay, Coretta Scott King.
But the big thing, especially on Twitter, that's the funny thing that happened on Twitter, was when Swarm came out.
That was a good movie.
It was a good series.
It was a series. You're right.
Yeah. It was a good series. But everybody was
that girl acted down.
Period.
Yeah. Dominique Fishback, I love you.
Yes.
And you Brooklyn's own, so
yes, she is.
Shouts to you. But not everybody was talking about that. What was the one thing that everybody was talking about?
Not Billie Eilish.
No, they were talking about the sex scene. The first episode
with Chloe Bailey and
I was like,
what's his name?
Damson Idris.
Who? I mean, okay, he was pounding it. What happened? Anyway,
but that's the one thing. But that was
we all have sex. It's all right. We have sex. It's okay.
Ebony, I know you're gonna love this.
Wow.
Frank Ocean made his return in April to Coachella. Unfortunately, that performance was problematic.
Listen, he's a human. Everybody deserves a human moment. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Didn't he break his ankle or something?
Yeah, he did. He did.
The man was hurt.
Yeah, let him rock.
Was
let
he
him
hurt?
rock. Frank Ocean don't bother nobody. That nigga pop out of the bushes every 10 years. Okay, he made a mistake. The performance was a flop. Let him rock. He's gonna come back better than ever. It's 2024. I'm waiting. Frank, I am waiting. We're all waiting. Continue.
And unfortunately, this is when Jamie Foxx had his medical emergency, and he was down and out for a while, and it was pretty sad because nobody knew if he was gonna die or not.
Oh, not death, Lord God. But he made it through. So that's what matters.
Yeah.
He's good. He was just recently accepted an award, and he really said that he didn't know that if he would ever be able to walk or talk or even be here from now. Mm-hmm. So God is good for that. Blessings to him, blessings to his family itself. And then also I think it really goes into understanding self-care and rest. And that's something that I think, the three of us, can really implement in our lives in 2024. I know you got school, you got these kids that you're watching over and you're bringing up into this world. I got customers. But, self-care and rest is what I'm praying for us in 2024.
Oh, my God, yes.
All right, so let's look at May. So May was interesting. So Chris Brown allegedly jumped Usher at his 34th birthday at a skating rink. That was very
odd.
Yeah, a combination. It's just like
problematic ass Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Lay off the coke.
Yeah.
Look, what?
And speaking of problem, and also it used to be one of my favorite shows, that 70s show. So Danny Masterson, everybody knew him as Hyde. He was arrested and charged. Well, no. Not arrested. He was just charged and convicted of 2 out of 3 rape charges and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. Look at how things work. Like, some people, they'll just sue somebody and get the money. But otherwise, some people want to see that person go to jail. And now he in jail. Don't drop the soap, my nigga. Ed Sheeran. He won his court case against Marvin Gaye's estate. I thought the motherfuckers was greedy. I really do. I think Marvin Gaye's estate, them niggas is greedy.
That was
money.
this year?
Yes, it was. Them niggas is greedy. The Renaissance tour kicked off. We can move on from that.
Yes, it did. It was so good.
But the biggest thing that happened was the Writers Guild strike began. And that was a harsh time for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, happy that they stood up for what they believed in and they got what was rightfully theirs.
Amen.
Now I want to start June on a bright note, because what we don't realize is June is when Kevin became a co-host of We Ain't Them.
Woo!
For real?
Yeah.
I feel like we've really been doing this for so long. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's been 6 months now.
What's up? That's what's up. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to bring up the other thing that makes me so sad.
Oh, God. So we do have to mention that the submarine Titan that went missing in the coast of Canada, unfortunately, debris was found and many people.
Yeah, I don't understand. I was in a chokehold with the submarine. I was like, they're going to find them people.
Oh,
they're gonna
yes,
find them
the people who made that homemade submarine.
Yeah, I was like, they're going to find the people. They're going to come back. It's going to be a popping ass Netflix, a Max series or whatever case. I'm going to watch the whole thing. And then the people just dead and gone. I was really depressed about that. Like, I wanted them to come back so bad.
Yeah, we all did. We all did.
And then to find out that they died within 30 seconds of going down in the ocean.
Because it was
I was
too
like,
much.
and then y'all dragged that out for like a week. I was like, what was it, like 72 hours? It's horrible. Sensationalism. I hate it.
Yeah, it was hurt. On a weird note, I do also want to say that the one thing that I didn't think was going to happen actually did happen, and what I was actually happy for did happen. Migos reunited in a tribute to Takeoff. Takeoff died literally a year ago, unneeded violence, and it was really sad when Takeoff died. Takeoff was one of my favorites, in Migos. So when they started beefing, it was really tough, and it just really sucks. So, like, yeah, it was what it was, but I'm happy that they reunited for the sake of Takeoff. July. Okay, July was when everything started happening with Keke Palmer. This was when she started showing, like, it was the viral video of Usher serenading to her, and that's when Darius Jackson started coming out of nowhere talking about, you a mom though, and all this bullshit. Thoughts? Anybody?
I already made my thoughts.
We don't give that boy life.
Yeah. I already made it very clear how I feel about that whole situation. Next.
Which is funny because we also talked about this too. The SAG strike started, and that was with the actors strike. And again, we spoke about it. We're glad that it's over, and everybody was able to come to negotiations and terms. And now we're getting our shows back, which we're very happy for. Unfortunately,
Ooh, thank God.
And you know what really sucked about it? That whole time that there was no promotion for shows and stuff. So like, people was like, if you didn't know, you wasn't able to see the shows and stuff like that. So it would just pop up on your screen and be like, oh, this came out. I never knew about it because actors couldn't promote their stuff.
Yep.
So it sucks. But the most interesting thing was Carly Russell.
Carly!
Girl.
Carly!
You disappeared, faked your disappearance, and then fabricated the whole fucking story.
That was another one. Like the submarine. I was like, find this girl. And then like, girl, you just down the road.
That shit was not funny, sis. Like, I don't know where you are now.
She in jail.
She's
in jail. Like, yeah.
For like a year.
That shit is not funny. Like,
well, all the black girls going missing for real?
Hello. That's why it's really not funny. Like, come on. We're already in a society where people don't even fucking believe us. Like, come on. That's not funny. Moving on.
You want to know what's funny? What happened in August? The Montgomery brawl. Woo!
White chairs. Making white folding chairs popular everywhere.
Whap. Just knocking people out. Man, I will say that was... Listen... You want to be proud as a black person? That was it. I don't care what nobody say. People was like, you shouldn't condemn violence. Shut your bitch ass up. We've been waiting for this moment. We're not gonna let no white people just jump our black brethren. Listen, did you not see Black Aquaman out there swimming to the other side?
That's right, and we better dispel that myth that black people can't swim. Okay, because we seen it right there.
Hello.
Okay.
Black Phelps out here.
In the water. Okay, I'll stop. That was just so perfect.
So, also, Mr. Trump, his orange ass mugshot showed up.
Yo, that shit was so funny.
That shit.
Oh my God, that was some funny shit.
Nigga just look like a fucking bright-faced sun kiss or some shit.
Yo, that picture was so fucking funny. Oh my God. Like,
there was the charges against him too. Like,
yeah,
sir, are you okay?
Like, apparently, he definitely wasn't. Speaking of charges, Lizzo got charged over sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment.
You know, that topic is still a sore one for me.
Yeah,
it's still a sore because it's just like I don't want to believe.
Yeah,
you know,
with the whole banana though.
I don't want to believe. However, these people are speaking out against you, and it's like,
what can we do?
We just in between a rock and a hard place on that one. Oh, sister gal. I hope he wasn't just okay.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
Well, it is what it is. You know, speaking of certain things, especially with cases, Short fuse, Tory Lanez.
Very good. That's it. Yeah. Very good. We ain't even got to go through all the rest of that. Very good. Very good.
There is eventually going to have to have a conversation about Meg Thee Stallion in general.
Okay.
Not necessarily about the Tory Lanez thing, but a lot of things with Meg Thee Stallion, because somebody brought up a point to me recently about how Meg Thee Stallion could kind of come off as a toxic person.
Yeah, definitely.
I can agree with that.
I can agree with that too. Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right, so we'll come back to that one day. But one of the bright sides of that month is hip hop celebrated its 50th anniversary. Hip hop, we love you. You need to get better, but we love you. We really do.
Thank you for saying that we got to get better.
We've got to get better
on a lot of different fronts.
Because
matter of fact, no. You know it's bad when out of all the people in the world, Lil Yachty says it's bad. Out of all people.
Well, yeah, I think that, he's writing for these artists. You know what I mean? He's writing and producing for these artists. So imagine your creativity being stifled by these basic people not doing anything. Like, friggin', what's her name? Ice Spice and all these other people. Like,
who was listed one of the top,
was it like top 10 artists or something like that?
Yeah, New York rappers.
Yeah, like nah. So I definitely get that. But even if we're saying like it's got to get better, like we said in the last episode with, like the cases against Diddy, cases against Russell Simmons, all these other people, Mason Cameron, you slapping people, like, come on. As much as we are celebrating the music, if you are a representation of that music, make sure that you're representing it to the best of your abilities. Because again, our people back then had to fight for that in this space here.
Hello.
Do better, be better. Get better.
Come on now.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so moving on. Somebody who should have been fired in September, who got fired in September but should have been fired a long time ago. Erica Mena was fired from Love and Hip Hop for racial slurs directed at dancehall artist Spice. Mind you, we thought she should have got fired. Why was she still there anyway?
Child.
Ask Mona Scott.
She in denial.
I'll come back to her.
All right, so the most interesting part is that Lizzo, as we talked about previously, was sued, and because of that lawsuit, she got dropped as the Super Bowl headliner, and Usher got promoted as the headliner instead. God, Usher, you have had a whirlwind of a year. I will say
he's had an amazing 2 years. His residency just wrapped up in Vegas, And honestly, Usher is that superstar of, this generation itself. He's been here for so long. He crosses so many different genres. I'm really happy that he's getting that shine that he's going to get from the Super Bowl. And I'm looking forward to the performance, 100%.
Word. And ending on a brighter note, the writer's strike ended, which was good. It took 148 days, which it should not have. But, you got to fight for your rights.
Absolutely.
You definitely do. October, Kim Kardashian, she picks up an underwear endorsement with the NBA. It says WNBA, but it was with the NBA first. Aren't you a woman? Mainly you should focus on the WNBA first.
I find that to be a bit sexist.
Yeah, it is. Because let me just say this. You're talking about, but yet, like, the law, the Congress, like, all of that, which is made mostly of men, they're controlling our bodies with abortion rights, taxing us on tampons. So it's like, you're saying a woman shouldn't be able to work with the NBA to make underwear, but yet...
It's not really that...
But yet... we get controlled of our bodies everything else by men. Everything is ran by men.
I am not saying that. I am saying
so what are you saying?
Okay, so since you want to bring that up, let's be real about it. The WNBA does not get enough recognition.
I understand. Is that where you're coming from?
Yes. Have you ever watched a WNBA game?
Well, then say that.
Have you?
But say
I'm
that.
asking you that question.
No, I don't because I don't watch sports. But if you're going to say that, then say that. Don't say, oh, aren't you a woman? Say, oh, well, why didn't she decide to work with the WNBA? This would have been a very good push for them. This would have been very good publicity for them. That's not what you said. You said, aren't you a woman? So I'm coming from what you said. I'm giving you what you gave us.
Aren't you a woman that shit? And you guys didn't let me finish because you kind of cut me off. Lie and say you didn't. because you did, and I was about to say, as a woman, maybe you should focus on the WNBA because the WNBA does not get the recognition they deserve. Guess what? They finally got that recognition this year.
I feel like your statement is, as a woman, is where the problematic portion of your statement comes in. As an entrepreneur, as a media mogul, as Kim Kardashian. When you say as a woman, it brings a negative connotation to what you were trying to say. And all we're trying to do, my good brother, is help you in that.
Yeah. And the WNBA is also ran by men as well, so. Ba-da-ba!
Shoot at you. Anyway.
That's why we see each other. Okay? We see each other. Okay? Our friend.
Well, maybe if you take off them sunglasses.
Child, illuminates. Oh, wake up.
I don't want to see this ugly world if I take these glasses off. Anyway.
The ugly what?
This ugly world if I take these glasses off. You got beef? You got beef?
I thought you said something
We can throw hands if you want to. I mean, I'm not going to win. You're going to beat my ass. But still. I love you.
Stop talking. Next.
Don't tell me what to do. Anyway, you know, speaking of certain women, you know, who just
once again with the statement,
certain women trying to control this big narrative. Jada Pinkett Smith, she started her book tour and then said that she was separated from Will Smith for 7 years, and also stated that Tupac has alopecia. Why did anybody need to know that?
And that he proposed to her at one point.
Oh yeah, all that good stuff. That book tour was fun.
Was an entanglement.
Was it? Was it really?
You know, child, we done spoke about that woman and her putting her business out on Front Street. So I just, I'm happy that all of that's died down 100%. I'm happy that her and Will are
in a better place.
Right. In their openness and everything and so like that. Like my good co-host Ab said, Jada still moves like a messy nigga. And that's going to be that.
Yeah, she really do. Like, yo, her moves are crazy. Anyway, next.
Yeah, so the actors' strike ended in November,
Amen.
Which was wonderful. Good for the actors. And somebody decided that it was a great idea, and I love the idea, of playing Stabby Stab with Derek Chauvin. Look at that.
I don't promote violence, but, karma.
In that case, I do.
I don't think it was fully karma because he's still living. But anyway.
That's
sometimes you got to get stabbed up a few times for you to live,
I think it was...
And I'm not wishing death on old boy, but
right.
if that was going to happen...
Nah, you want to know the funniest part about that? The funniest thing about that whole thing is that the guy was a Mexican man who stabbed him up and said that he did it for Black Lives Matter. Yo,
well, shout out to...
I ain't gonna lie, that's the funniest statement. Like, that whole sentence just says everything that needs to be said.
I did it for Black Lives Matter.
I feel like, we fall down, but we get up.
Listen, that's why
and he'll be good.
That's why we stand with our brown people, yo. That's why we stand with them.
That's funny. Next.
Well, speaking of next, we got to send a flood because this is when Diddy started getting exposed. Started with Cassie.
Ooh.
It only took 24 hours. What was it? 48 hours? Less than 48 hours?
Less than.
And they settled the case for $30 million. I say shout out to you, but that's when the flood started, and it continued up until now. And right now there are 4 cases. Might be more by the time we finish recording, and it's been a wild journey, don't you think?
Hell yeah. You look at how much people came out against him. From the time Cassie came out, I knew more people was going to come out. And it's crazy. I mean, talk about a downfall, but this was long time coming.
Long overdue, 100%.
It was long overdue with Diddy. Diddy, yeah.
All right. With everything that happened, it's now December, so that's still going on. The Jonathan Majors text messages started. And we've already talked about this. If you want to know more about how we feel about the Jonathan Majors case, you can check our last episode. But I want to talk about, who do you think showed out this year? Who is a person that you guys would highlight this year?
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Kevin.
For me, my highlight definitely goes to Victoria Monet. She's been around for years. She's been releasing music for years. I've been a fan for years. To see her glow up in the industry has been amazing. To the VMAs saying that she's not ready to perform on stage because she doesn't have the talent or she doesn't have the backing of that, to then turn around and get nominated for Grammys.
Hello.
Baby, you showed up and you showed out, honey. So that's who my highlight goes to. I'm looking forward to what you do more in your career. I'm so sorry I missed when you came to Terminal 5 in New York City. I wanted to go so bad. But I will not miss the next show. I'm definitely a fan of yours and I can't wait to see where you go.
Okay. Well, I think who showed out this year, and this is coming from somebody who didn't get to go to the Renaissance tour.
Oh, she about to talk about my niece?
But I want to give a shout out to Blue Ivy. I do. I mean, yes, she's a child or whatever, but I admire the fact that she was able to have as much courage to go on that tour in front of thousands of people and perform with her mother. And when she heard the comments that people were making, and trust me, the people that were making these comments, I'm sure can't even do a public speech in front of their job.
Hello.
Let alone to perform in front of over 60,000 or 6,000, however big the stadiums were. She was able to do that, and she saw what people said. She's like, oh, really? I'm not going to let y'all break me. Y'all not going to break my soul, right? Y'all not gonna break my soul. I'm gonna break yours. Watch me elevate with these performances. And the fact that she's so young and she already has that mentality, man, especially in this sensitive world, because Gen X, or I'm sorry, Gen Z is very sensitive, right? To see that she comes from that generation and didn't let it break her soul, literally, period. I commend you, young lady. Good job.
All right, I'm gonna go a different route. I'm gonna go the sports route. So I'm gonna go with LeBron. There is no reason why LeBron is 40? He is 40 years old and plays the way he plays. He plays like a 20-year-old. That man could play till 50. Most people, and he's not playing at like a regular level as normal people. He is playing at the top-notch level as an athlete. When you look at LeBron, everybody looks at him and he is the totem pole for what it is to be a NBA player at that. I told Kevin this, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but yes, LeBron James is the greatest of all time. I have to fully admit it. Now, guys, who do you think really showed their ass this year? Like, who really made themselves look like a real donkey?
I'll go first. We did mention Diddy, and I'll mention him again. I can't say I'm disappointed because, like I said, this was expected. I didn't expect it like when it happened, but yeah, Diddy is on my shit list. He always has been, and I'm really happy that things are being exposed about him. I really want to hear. I know he had put up a post sometime in the beginning of the month saying that it's not true, but I really want to see like what's going to be the end result of this. What is he really going to say? Is he going to take this to trial? What is he planning on doing? Like, I want to see, and to see that this man gave us so many good hits in the 90s and 2000s, and to see that it was riddled like behind the scenes of all this toxicity and this disgusting stuff, like, it blows my mind. So Diddy, you showed your ass. Well, you ain't show your ass. Your ass got exposed, and rightfully so. So yeah.
For me, it's Erica Mena. The comments that she made towards Spice, calling her a blue monkey, is just something that I don't think I'll ever forget in my lifetime. just how egregious she was, how she tried to do the the media storm with sitting down with Carlos King to go over and try to give an excuse as to what she did, and then overall still say that she does not regret the words that she said to her. You're trash to me. You're so trash to me. And again, I said this on a previous episode. I say it again. You are raising 2 Black children, whether you want to realize that or not. I hope you really learn from this, and with your bag being slowed down, that you really get to understand that you cannot go on ahead and continue to make comments like this. If it is support women, it is support all women, whether you like them or not. You can choose to go on ahead and remove yourself from that situation with that person itself, because you and Spice don't need to be friends. We don't need to be friends with everybody in this world. But at the end of the day, we still have to show a love and mutual respect for people. So the fact that you sat behind that camera and you really justified those words, I don't care if VH1 aired it how many months later and they knew it was going to be problematic. I don't care if Spice was really coming at you for being a mother or whatever the case may be. You can have your opinions on that. But to call somebody a blue monkey and wish death upon them, you are trash. And that's it. Period. God bless your babies.
I'm going to go a different approach. I'm going to go a weird approach. I guess I'm gonna go with Blueface and Krishan. Wow,
you really gonna do that?
Yeah, because I mean, every year you guys kind of get worse, and for some reason, the world is just letting y'all just do whatever y'all want to. Like Krishan, you as a person who was pregnant and all the shit you was doing during your pregnancy was pretty disgusting. What image you're selling for your child is disgusting. Blueface, your kids don't even like you, so that's just saying what it needs to say. But you guys can't, you guys are just kind of, no offense, you guys are disgusting human beings. And Krishan, people have tried to talk to you to try to help you because people want to see better from you because they see that at one point you were really a good person. They've seen you before all this shit that happened with Zeus. So they only hope that you could see that. With Blueface, there's no helping him. He always wants to be like that, so that's fine. But Krishan, they see sides of those moments with her where you see that sort of side and you want that for her. But it just doesn't get any better, and it's really, really sad when you think about it. Regardless of everything, throughout this year has been fucking nuts.
Hello.
Yeah.
Damn, it just... You really want things to get better for everybody. And if there's any big takeaway that I have from this year is that every day is something new. Every day is something fucking new. And you can just try at the end of the day to be a great person. Do you guys have any takeaways from this year?
Ooh, my takeaway from this year is you can lead somebody to water, but you can't make them drink.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. I literally have that. And then also my second takeaway, not to take up too much time, is honestly make sure that you are always putting yourself first and that you're listening to what your needs are. It's been a little bit of a transition over, the last couple of months for me, and I thank y'all for just really being an awesome family and supporting me through that. And y'all know what that is. Mm-hmm. But making sure that you listen to yourself first and that you're putting your needs first always, because you came in this world by yourself and you're gonna leave by yourself too. So just make sure that you are always doing what's best for you.
My takeaway for this year is consistency is key. I went through some transitions as well. And to see me overcome whatever challenges I had, and I'm here in one piece. I mean, I can't stress that any further. Consistency is key. And as I get older, that is really becoming a mantra in my life. And 2023 is living proof. Period.
Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, and this is fucked up of me. I'm so sorry, honey. Oh, yeah. 2023 was grand for one main reason and one main reason for me and yes, the engagement of me and my lovely fiance.
Yes.
So 2023 has been if anything has been a wild ride, but a great ride nonetheless. Every lesson that we've learned, good or bad, we've taken in the stride, and we try to do everything that will take into 2024 to do better in. With that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. It's been a crazy 2023. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We have a crazy 2024. I know it for sure. And we're going to be more creative. We're going to have more fun. And we're going to do some things that, you're going to come on this journey with us, guys. So thank you guys again. I've been your host, Rassan, as well as my co-host, Kevin and Ebony. Definitely check us out on Instagram at We Ain't Them. Definitely check us out on TikTok at We Ain't Them. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out everywhere, guys.
And follow us, guys. Like, don't be scared to talk to us and interact with us. We're real people.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Word.
Come on, y'all.
Word. So yeah, that's it, guys. Happy New Year. Happy holidays to everybody. And
happy Haitian Independence Day.
Happy
January
Haitian...
1st to all my Zoes. Let's go.
Of course. Most importantly, everybody stay safe, stay peaceful, stay happy, and stay blessed. We'll see you guys next year.
Bye.